Today we're going to go over how to simplify algebraic expressions using the distributive property. So let's start with an example of how to properly use the distributive property. So it's 2 times x minus 5. So we're basically just going to distribute the 2 to the x and to the 5. So when we distribute it, since the 2 is positive, you can't see that it's positive, but it is positive. There's basically, it's positive right here. We're distributing a positive 2, so just keep it positive, times the x. When you write it again, because this was positive, you write the 2 plus 2. Then you write negative 5. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. And there's another way to do it, and it's a much longer way, is to write everything out. So instead of distributing it, you can also just, whatever is inside of the parentheses, you write it the amount of times that is outside of the parentheses. So that would be x minus 5, x minus 5. You add them up. X plus x is 2x. Minus 5 is negative 10. Now the problem with this way is if we have a large number on the outside. And if we had that number like 10, we would have to write x minus 5, x minus 5, x minus 5. We would have to write it out 10 times. And this is just too long. So we use the easy way. Distribute a 10 to the x and to a negative 5. So the 10 is a positive. You know it's positive. You don't have to write a plus there, but it's 10 times x. Now we want to write the plus sign that we had here because it was positive. Plus 10 times negative 5. 10 times x is 10x plus, a positive plus times a negative is a negative times a negative is a positive. So a positive 10 times a negative 5 will give us negative 50. So that's the answer for our example. Alright, now let's do some homework. Okay, so we want to use the distributive property here and here. But what about this? So we have P, E, D, A, S, parentheses. Because these are not like terms, you can't add them. So parentheses is out. You can't do that. There are no exponents. We know that this is to multiply, so that's why we do the distributive property first. There's no division, there's no addition, and we have a subtraction right here. So this is what we do last. So let's just bring this down because we can't do that right now. So 16 times 17w, it's a positive. Next, plus How do we know it's a positive? Because the 16 that we distributed here was a positive. 16 times 10. 16 times 17, W is 272. W plus 160 minus 19. We had to combine like terms. This is the only one with a variable, so we have to leave it as is. 272. And we can combine these two. We can subtract them. 160 minus 19 is positive 141. Oh, sloppy. So, like I said, distributive property goes first because we're multiplying. This will go last, so we just bring it down. 7s, it looks like 75. 7s minus. How do we know it's minus? Because we're distributing not just the 17, but a negative 17. So it's negative 17 times, this is a positive 6s. Then we distribute the negative 17 again, times negative, looks like a 3, negative 14. 7s minus 17 times 6s is negative 102. Positive, negative times a positive gives us a negative. That's how we got negative. Negative 102s minus negative times a positive. You can't see that it's positive, but it is. 17 times 14 is, it's not positive. It was negative, wasn't it? So it's negative. Negative times a negative is a positive. It's 238. Combine like terms. These two have variables. 7s minus 102s is negative 95s plus 238. You can't do anything more because they're not like terms, and that's your answer. Let's do 8. 11 minus 8 times negative 14d minus 15. What are we distributing? Not just an 8, but a negative 8. 11, can't do anything right now. We're doing the multiplication right now. So it's minus 8 times, this is a negative, so it's going to be negative 14d. We keep using a negative because we distributed a negative 8 times negative 15. So 11 minus 8 times, negative 8 times negative 14 is positive 112d. Negative 8 times negative 15 gives you positive 90. Combined like terms. This is the only one with a variable, so just leave it. 11 plus 90 is 101.